Hey guys, this is Bacon Chris here, and today, it's been a while since I've been doing, top tens. I said that I wasn't gonna make any more, but you know what? It's okay for me to do top tens once in a while. So, since the holidays are coming up, I wanted to do a top 10 special on my favorite Christmas specials and movies. This includes short films and and episodes from TV series. So if you hate any of these Christmas specials, I respect your opinion. And also, this is actually my first top 10 that I use Google Slides instead of Prezi. Why? Because Prezi is, difficult to use. And I feel like these slides are, Google Slides is much easier to work with. So let's begin the top 10. Number 10 is The Polar Express. And The Polar Express is a movie about this hero kid, who actually goes on a magical train to the North Pole. This is actually one of my childhood movies, and I actually saw this movie when I was in kindergarten with my kindergarten class. Where am I going? Well, you're going to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express. Well, basically, Hero Boy goes on a train with the know-it-all boy, Billy, and I forget what that girl's name is. So, they all go to the Polar Express, to see Santa, because the hero boy doesn't actually think he believes in Santa Claus. But when he got to the North Pole, he started to believe. A lot of people say that this movie is really sad, probably because of the music. And before the Polar Express came out, there was actually a book that I used to have that I sold at flea markets or garage sale. Went a long time ago. Well, and then the boy actually asked for a bell from the sleigh, and then Santa actually gave it to him. Yeah. That's how the Polar Express movie goes. Number 9 is Shrek the Halls. And I enjoy Shrek. And Shrek is, the hilarious ogre from DreamWorks and from Fairy Tales. Basically, Shrek and Fiona, I haven't watched this in a long time and probably don't remember too much. They just wanted to celebrate a Christmas tradition with the triplets, Donkey, and Puss in Boots. The funniest thing, Shrek actually tells the kids stories, and I like the part when there's a dancing turkey that goes, "Everybody dance now!" And then, it's a really good Christmas classic. And another DreamWorks film that I like, which is Trolls, also has a Christmas special. And one thing I like about... I never watched the Trolls Christmas special, but I am kind of happy that it's actually on Netflix, so... yeah. Number 8 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And this is actually a cartoon my mom used to watch when she was a kid. Well, basically, it's a stop-motion animated film about, birth of Rudolph and how Rudolph got to be in Rudolph's sleigh. No, Santa's sleigh. What was I thinking? basically, Rudolph was trying to play some reindeer games, and, well, his dad, decided to put a black cap on his nose so that it doesn't, so that people don't call him names, and they do. And one of the elves, Herbie, actually wants to be a dentist. And Papa Elf was so hilarious. He was like, "What? You don't like to make toys? Hey everyone, Herbie doesn't like to make toys." You know, Herbie also met Rudolph too, and then they go to an island of misfit toys, and Rudolph decided to go with Santa, and then when Santa was actually getting ready to go to start taking off from the North Pole, he's like, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" And yep, that's how the song goes. Number 7 is Frosty Returns. And I actually like this cartoon more than Frosty the Snowman. But I actually do like Frosty the Snowman. I mean, Frosty the Snowman is, basically about this girl named Karen and her friends, her teacher, hired a magician to come perform, and then they thought he was boring, and then his hat flew, and then, they put it on his head, and, they were worried about Frosty melting. Well, this is actually different because, Frosty, the girl's name is actually Patty. And if you think it's not Patty, then it's okay, I haven't watched this cartoon in a while either. But it's really good. I mean, there's this villain who actually decided to have an invention where called Summertime in a Can, which was to, melt snow, and he wanted to do it on Frosty, but Frosty was afraid that he was actually going to melt. It had really good music in there, compared to the last few films, so yeah. Number 6 is Arthur's Perfect Christmas. And Arthur has been a big part of my childhood when I was a kid. And one of the things that made this special... Sorry, I'm just a little sick. So one of the things that made Arthur special is that there's, a book. And I used to have the book when I was a kid too, I mean, Arthur wants to make Christmas the best, But, his sister DW asks for, like, a Tina the Talking Tabby. And Arthur's family decided to make Christmas different. How did he decide to make... Arthur's family decided to make dinner the way that, Jesus was... what they ate in Bethlehem when Jesus was born. And it was actually funny when DW threw a tantrum saying that she wants a Tina the Talking Tabby. I want a Tina the Talking Tabby! And then she actually got a talking duck, so, she started to feel happy with it, And another storyline is that, one of Arthur's friends, two friends, Francine and Muffy, Muffy wanted to invite Francine to her Christmas party, but she's like, no. And the reason why Francine didn't want to come was because she celebrates Hanukkah. And one of Arthur's other friends, Alan, he celebrates Kwanzaa. Not everybody celebrates Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas, Yep, really good episode. Watch it every Christmas, Number 5 is A Charlie Brown Christmas. and this has been a classic for many years. Basically, this TV special is about, Charlie Brown actually, and his friends doing a play on the birth of Jesus. And, there's the ice skating that goes, Christmas time is here, and all the other stuff. And what I actually like about Charlie Brown's Christmas is, they had a hilarious Christmas tree, I think I used to have a Christmas tree like that. But, Peanuts has always been a big part of my life, And also, they actually did have a good Peanuts movie that came out in 2015. So, yeah. Number 4 is the SML movie, The Christmas Special. And yes, I actually do like Super Mario Logan. And, basically in this video, Bowser Jr. was upset that he actually didn't get a golden Thomas the Tank Engine toy. They have many different Christmas specials. Logan actually posts a Christmas special every year on his channel. And, it's basically about Mario, Rosalina, Shrek, Woody, and possibly the other characters too. Bowser Jr., Chef Pepe, Bowser, and Joseph and Cody. They all exchange presents to each other. And I like Shrek's reaction. He's like, I hope there's cheesecake, don't they? Oh! And I also like Yoshi. His reaction when Mario got purple Kool-Aid. And he's like, oh, you got purple Kool-Aid? And then, I forget what Mario actually got. I think Mario got Rosalina a necklace. And I remember Bowser Jr. actually gave Chef Pepe a SpongeBob Krabby Patty set. And then Bowser Jr. got Bowser Charlie and Friends DVD. And Woody actually got shrimp. Cold shrimp. And this is actually before the Jeffy episodes came, so yeah. Pretty good Christmas special. Number 3 is Elf. And Elf is a movie that stars Will Ferrell. And he plays the character Buddy from Elf. And yeah. Buddy actually goes to New York City to visit his father. And he actually goes to this store called Gimbel's. And he meets a lady who he thought was hot. And, dressed up as an elf. Which was Jody. Which was pretty cool. And, Jody was actually hot too. And, yeah, he's a very gigantic elf. He eats a lot of sugar, and, raised by elves, and all the other stuff. And I also like, my favorite part in this show is, the Gimbel's manager said, don't forget, tomorrow, Santa will be there. Santa! I know this guy! And then when the Santa Claus guy came, he's like, you're not Santa. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, sir. You don't smell like Santa. You smell like beef and cheese. And then he pulled the beard off, and then he said fake, And then Buddy and Jody, went ice skating, drank coffee and all the other stuff. It is actually a very hilarious film. Number 2 is Christmas Who. And this is an episode from SpongeBob SquarePants back in 2000. Basically, this episode was going to be about the Bikini Bottom celebrating the first ever Christmas. And, SpongeBob and his friends send letters up there, up to the water surface, so that they can give it to Santa. And then, and then they stayed up all night trying to get Santa to come to Bikini Bottom. But unfortunately, he didn't, SpongeBob was sad. And then Squidward decided to dress up as Santa Claus and give everything away in his house. I like when Patrick says, "Just like a genie." Yeah. And a couple years later, SpongeBob had another Christmas special called "It's a SpongeBob's Christmas," which was also good. It was about, Plankton discovering an element called jerktonium, put it inside fruitcake so that everyone, could be jerks all year. He also tried it on SpongeBob, but he, the jerktonium didn't actually work on him. So, yeah. And my number one favorite Christmas special is The Grinch from 2018. And yes, this is actually the third Grinch movie ever created. There was one in 1966, which was really creepy and short. Then there was a live-action version starring Jim Carrey in 2000. And now Illumination, the guys that created Despicable Me and Secret Life of Pets and Sing, they worked on it, this is also the second Dr. Seuss film made by Illumination. Basically, the story of... Basically, what it's about is, the Grinch, how upset he is about Christmas coming to Whoville, all the noise, and stuff like that. Basically, the Grinch, was out of food, and what he had to do is he had to go to he had no choice to go to Whoville because, closest supermarket. Yeah. So, Cindy Lou Who actually decides to call her friends together and try to find a way to meet Santa Claus. And what she decided to do is she decided to trap Santa. But for the Grinch himself, he actually, for 53 years, Christmas gave him nothing but misery. So you know what he did? Like in all films, he decided to steal Christmas. Yes. So what the Grinch did was, he decided to become Santa Claus himself, and, he stole a sleigh and got his dog Max, to be the reindeer. And then, sooner or later, the Grinch, went to Whoville, stole all the Christmas. Cindy Lou actually was excited to meet Santa, but it was actually the Grinch, And then, when the Grinch and Max was trying to dump all the Christmas stuff off of Mount Crumpet, they hear the singing, "Fahu Doris, Dahu Doris." That type of song. And, the Grinch felt bad, and then he returned the items. He went back home. Cindy Lou Who invited him to his Christmas party with Max, and then the Grinch actually felt better, going to the Christmas party. Well, that wraps up my top 10 Christmas specials, and if you haven't watched any of these Christmas specials, you should definitely watch them. And last year, I actually got to saw the Grinch movie in theaters. And the Grinch is actually definitely a good movie for the holidays, you know. The Grinch, you know, in this picture isn't that creepy, you know. So, yeah. This is Bacon Chris signing off.